Hello, awakened soul. I'm Samantha of Senses of the Soul, and this is my February 2022 Ascension Energies Update. The theme this month is Divine Feminine Infusion. We are going to have a massive influx of divine feminine energies that are going to really start things changing and moving in the world towards something much more co-creative. And you're probably already feeling it in yourself. Lots of things going on in our body and our sense of awareness. And just even watching world events, there's a lot shifting very quickly. So the key words for this month are spiritual altruism, divine will, and surrender, which is always a tough one. So in this year of cataclysm, which is the theme that I've given to the year energies, we are going to be embodying this divine feminine, especially during February, but through other times during the year and other gateways, as well as embodying the divine masculine to a certain extent, but she's coming in much more strongly this year. We are now fully embracing her, and she is returning to the collective consciousness. Okay. So what is the divine feminine? Well, she's very intrinsic. She's this energy that's been very elusive until now. She's in the ethers and is a sensory system beyond what we know as ordinary. So this is something that within ourselves is coming online. It helps that connection to all that is. She is something that's very sensual. It connects us to intrinsic knowing within ourselves, instinctual. She's not concrete in any way. So when you think of the masculine is more concrete and brings something into manifestation. The feminine is much more creative, from which all creation comes from. The divine feminine is the void, which all creation comes from. And it is something that is formless, yet we need in order to create great change and bring in new potential and ingenuity and inventiveness and looking at things differently the way we would do that. So with this influx, you're going to start to see more people thinking differently, looking at creating their lives differently, and moving forward step by step in a way that they've never done before. So surrendering to the energies coming through the three main gateways that are coming through. And the three main gateways this month are February 2nd, February 20th, and February 22nd. Combine that with the year of 2022, it's very potent, particularly in how we are going to be in relationship to one another. How we will come up with co-creative action. How we will see through illusion much more easily. There's many different ways that these feminine energies are going to affect us. And I go into that much more deeply in my written blog. I have about 17 ways it's going to affect us. So affecting you and many others as we go forward. Right? All of us are going to be part of this divine influx of feminine energy. And how it affects each of us will be slightly different because we are all unique and we are now we're all in our true self. So as we move forward, however that creation comes in through you, then you will see how it will express in your creations, your intentions, your expressions of love, and how you are going to be moving into service for the greater good. Our mindset is changing rapidly around what we know to be true and our values, and therefore our choices will reflect that. So the value system for the collective is changed to something much more about the greater good and away from anything that's egocentric to something that's much more altruistic. So that's why the theme of spiritual altruism is coming in this month much more. So you'll be really questioning what it is you're doing and how you're doing it and why you're doing it. And this is another month, just like January, to really reflect and incubate and percolate. Really sit with what's important to you and how you want to reflect that in your life going forward, your choices, your work, the people you're with and around. Right? It's about being the change, as I mentioned in January. We're really embodying that spiritual warrior archetype, particularly this year. As well as the mystic, which is about, again, walking, your path of individualism in faith of a higher calling. So really connecting to something much greater than yourself. The archetype that we're going to be embodying this month in particular is the priestess, the priest, the high priestess priest archetype. And that is about walking into the unknown without fear of the unknown, really embracing mysticism, embracing the mysteries of the universe, embracing the unknown, but putting the intention out there for something much better for yourself and for humanity. Knowing that you will get the abundance you receive. This is a month where we're going to get much more abundance coming in along, and this year is when we're going to have much more abundance coming into our life, the more we walk this path and really shift our mindset and move into a different way of being altogether. So you're going to see your relationships start shifting if they haven't already. And as I said last month, those that are toxic or wounded or dysfunctional are either going to shift, and things will shift in how that is with that person or where you are, or it's going to shift out. Right? The relationship will fall apart because we can only be in interdependent, co-creative relationships going forward, particularly as we get into the second half of this year by September. So we have lots that's going to change, and you may be meeting new people coming into your life quite a bit as well going forward. But February is, with that priestess archetype, again, is about just surrendering to what's coming. Not forcing, not controlling, really listening, and then acting when needed on that. But it's going to be more of a step-by-step and then pause, step-by-step pause. We aren't really going to get going in a huge way this year until about April. So be patient with yourself. This is a great unfolding, a great embodying as this influx comes in. Our DNA will be changing again in March as we go forward, and I'll talk about that in March. But there's lots that's coming in that's going to get us to shift in a way that we have never before, and feel in a way that we never have before, and relate in a way that we never have before. It's really exciting, but it's a huge process. So please continue to self-care and don't force anything going forward. We are still in the water cycle of creation. So as we were last month, so again, that is about finding the wisdom from your experiences to move forward and then make different choices as you go forward. And incubating, percolating. It's about releasing a lot of fear so that you can begin the next cycle anew and know what you need to do going forward. So you will continue to feel a lot of fear and a lot of bodily symptoms as a result. And again, I list those in my written blog. We're still going to have all of the things that we've been having, the way our body's shifting and changing. Right? The heart is expanding in a great way so that we can be love in action going forward. So the divine feminine will very much change the way we operate in this world, and it's long overdue. So anything you see going on in the world right now and moving forward is going to be about making those changes. Everything that we have been doing and going through and clearing and healing has led up to what is going to start this month. Now, I mentioned in my blog that you cannot reach the divine masculine without first embodying the divine feminine. So let me explain that. And we are becoming manifestations of both the divine feminine, the divine masculine, so that we can bring in that co-creative energy within us and really affect change and be the change in the world. And bring in more peace, love, and unity, tolerance, compassion, and manifest that. So when you think of the upper chakras, we have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 11 is where the divine feminine resides in us, and the 12th chakra is where the divine masculine resides in us. And all of it must be in alignment. All of it must come together and online for us to fully become that manifestation and creation. Both those elements, the divine masculine and divine feminine. However, in order to manifest what Spirit wants you to manifest, you have to first create it. And so we need to listen to the divine feminine energies coming through in order to create something new for ourselves and for our world. Then we can get to the manifesting. So again, Spirit has a plan, and all of this is coming on in a certain order, as chaotic as it may look. Continue to please walk the path of the priest. Trust in the universe. Surrender to what you're going to receive this month. Become more of that receptive vessel, like the divine feminine creative energy. Be in that void where all potential exists. And then you will receive what it is you need to receive. We have the law of attraction this month coming on. So again, where you are in your process and what the universe needs from you for the greater good will be coming to you within the next 3 months. So this is about lining up with that and allowing. It's an allowing. That's the surrendering. Okay, no fighting, forcing, controlling. The more you do that, the harder it's going to be for you to really line up with where you need to go on the next stage of your journey. So I commend you for walking this path. It's not an easy path, and it's very hard on us mentally, physically, and emotionally. This year is going to be as well, just as challenging, but there's going to be some great change now. We're going to start to see things really shift more towards that new age of Aquarius paradigm that is coming in. Okay? That age of love. So I'm sending you lots of love and healing energy as you rebirth and transform. Please be good to yourself and have more tolerance for others. We're all going through massive changes, and there may be people around you that are not doing very well right now. So let's send them love and light as well. I will see you in March.